He told me that he is no longer the head basketball coach at the University of Louisville. He said it plain and simple, just a formality at this point in this executive meeting at the University Club to make that official. He had a lot to say when we talked to him, something that we don't see often from coaches on their way out. We want to show you what he told us about his exit, when that could have started, and how he feels going forward.
It's been building. Obviously, we all want the best for Louisville, and I still do. And that's not going to change. I'm humble enough that if I'm not the right person, all good, man. I just want the best for them. They're great kids. I love my time at Louisville. My kids love it here. And so I harbor no bitterness.
Certainly a somber tone there from Coach Mack on his way out. I want to bring in WDRB Sports' Eric Crawford to comment on this a little bit more. Eric, it seems like we meet when there is controversy happening, and that is certainly what we have here. But when it comes down to it, Chris Mack is out as Louisville's basketball coach.
Yeah, very swift, and I would say stunning thing to see this happen 10 games before the end of the regular season. Not regular practice, and really we don't know how to characterize this. This is not a firing because there's an agreement going to be reached. We don't know who facilitated that. We don't know who initiated that. We don't even know what the amount is. Those are all things we hope to find out later, and the amount is what's going to be talked about by the board. They will come to a vote, and we should know more here very shortly.
Just a few minutes ago, when I had the chance to talk to Coach Mack, I asked him if he could comment on what that settlement might look like. He said, hey, this is a public university. You'll get those details soon enough. That's what we're waiting on right now, this executive meeting right now happening here at the University Club. They're going to discuss, they will vote, and kind of make this official. Like I said, probably a formality at this point in sending Chris Mack away from the university, but he is no longer the head coach. The biggest question is, let's look back. How did we get here?
Well, it's hard to say because he was going pretty strong his first couple of years, had a good first season, went to the tournament, was on his way back to the tournament his second season when COVID hit and there was no tournament. They didn't make the tournament a year ago, and it was then, I think, that some of the problems, some of the things started to unravel. He gets rid of a couple of assistant coaches. One of them, Dalton Godbey, gets angry, tries to extort him, winds up being convicted. And in the midst of that, we hear about NCAA allegations against Mack. That's kind of when it started to fall apart. Still, if he had won more this season, he might not be here in this place today. And they're 11-9 and very struggling right now. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games for them by double digits, and just got to be a tough situation.
Just another chapter in the book that is UofL athletics, and certainly an interesting one today. Talked to Coach Mack earlier. He had great feelings and wanted to tell the fan base that he wanted to win. They wanted to win, and unfortunately, that's not what was happening to start this year. One thing I do want to remind people of, especially as it relates to this meeting, is Chris Mack's contract. Had a few years left on those, yes. 3 to be exact. He's being paid $4 million per year, I believe, by the university. When it comes down to it, they owe him $12 billion. What the settlement will look like in terms of how that money is paid is kind of what we're waiting to hear right now. But I guess moving forward from that, the biggest question remains is, what does the future look like for UofL's basketball program?
Right, and we're not expecting to see that full amount the way we did with Bobby Petrino, where it was just a $14 million payment. We expect something less. In this case, how much less, we're not sure. What lies ahead, that's a really tough question. There are plenty of great names out there. Plenty of coaches will be interested. They won't have trouble finding candidates. What we don't know is who's going to make that decision. Is it going to be the interim athletic director, Josh Hurd? Is it going to be this board of trustees? We have a university with no permanent president, no permanent athletic director, and now without a basketball coach, it's very difficult to get a handle on who's going to be driving the bus here at this point.
Eric, that is certainly an interesting statistic that you bring up, and one that I don't know has happened before, where an interim president, an interim athletic director, and now likely an interim basketball coach will be all at the same university, and makes for an interesting decision moving forward, trying to hire a new head basketball coach. I know there are a lot of names floating around. What do you see happening here for the university?
Well, we know, I think there's no question that Kenny Payne, a former player here is going to be a candidate and probably be a serious candidate for this job, but there are a lot of names out there you start to see in the national media as this story is broken, just names being listed. You don't know how serious those guys are. So many coaches in college right now, they have seasons to finish. They're not going to want to be involved in the interview process here until, April. So that's going to be a long-term process. Kenny Payne's with the Knicks. He can make a move right away. So you're going to hear a lot about him. Doesn't mean he's the only guy.
It will be interesting to see how that all plays out. Right now, the executive committee is meeting, the board of trustees, along with the athletics department, in that executive committee right now. We give you a live look at that inside that meeting. They are expected to go into executive session just momentarily, Eric. We will be following this story all afternoon and giving you full coverage on that later on here at 4, 5, and 6 as well. Stay tuned with us, and we will keep you updated on all of the happenings here at UofL's campus. Just to recap what we do know, Chris Mack no longer the head coach for the University of Louisville basketball team. More updates on that to come. Eric, thank you. Reporting live, Dalton Godbey, WDRB News.
Still a lot to